Yo, what's up, everybody, on this fine Tuesday? Welcome into this episode of the Payoff Pitch. I'm Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, brought to you every single day by BetUS. If you grab that link yet in this video description, go ahead and grab it. They've got fantastic sign-on bonuses. Go take their free money. Let's get Squirrel's opening thoughts here in the first inning. Quick hits. What's on the brain this morning, Squirrel?
You remember that Rangers play I was so in love with yesterday?
The Rangers?
Not only did I get minus 126 when it closed around minus 140 or whatever, I had made that at the minus 126 price a 2-unit play for my customers, and it cashed easy, 10-4, I think it was.
Yes.
Very, very happy about that. And hey, maybe I gave out only one bet on the show for official play, but I went 1-0. Oh my god, I just knocked something over. I went 1-0 on the show, and I'm completely content with that. And I guess my mission now my mission is not to make a million bets. It's not to find every little single piece of value on the board and bet it every single day. It is to find the largest discrepancy, make that play, and go 1-0 and move on with my life and feel happy going to bed because I made money and I'm still profitable for the day. Lower volume is forever going to be what I preach. It works for me, and it's just going to be what I teach from now on. It's I've been there trying to make 8 plays, 10 plays, 15 plays in a day. To me, it just has not worked. I don't think long-term it does work. And the most money I've ever made has come from 1, 2, 3 plays in a day.
Love it. Nobody on this show is going to complain if you crank out winners, however many that is. So just keep cranking out winners there, Squirrel. Love to hear it. I want to talk about here in quick hits. I want to talk about our guy Tyler Wells here for a second. How about 15 games? How about 15 cashes under 4.5 Ks? You better enjoy that cash, folks, because I don't think you're going to get that line ever again. Why do I say that? Because our other bet got burned over 1.5 walks, which about 3 hours before first pitch, they announced he was going to be on a pitch count. And that bet was in trouble before first pitch ever happened because he gets his walks later on in his outing. Obviously, if I know he's on a pitch count, I'm not going to recommend anybody bet that, let alone myself and everybody. So tough one right there. I will say also to go along with that, the next time I give out over 1.5 walks, can you guys just reach out and slap me through the computer somehow? I don't know if I've hit an over 1.5 walks all season, yet I keep betting it when the numbers are good, but it's not going my way. So just smack me upside the head if you guys can the next time I give over 1.5 walks, and keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get under 4.5 Ks again, but if he's going to be on a pitch count, the books will adjust, and no way we get under 4.5 Ks again. So everything we keep betting with Tyler Wells keeps getting taken away from us, the hits, the strikeouts. Unfortunate right there, but we turn the page, and we now look for Tuesday. Let's go ahead and jump on into the second inning. We call it around the bases. We also, by the way, we do have the comment section open, and appreciate you guys for chiming in. Let us know your thoughts. We've already got one comment there by the Woodworker asking about the Yankees run line at plus 110. That could be a good look today, as they're going to go ahead and have a bullpen game, it looks like, with J.P. Sears on the mound. He is a lefty, although Athletics hit the lefties good yesterday off Montgomery when they struggle against the lefties. That could be a good look. There's a huge bullpen discrepancy between the Yankees and the Athletics. Montas is on the mound, but I wouldn't be too worried. That Yankees team, they just find a way, and if it's late in the game with that bullpen advantage, I think you'd be comfortable sitting there with the Yankees run line. We got another comment from Jason. He's fired up. Eric's fired up. Brian's fired up. Let's jump into it. Second inning, around the bases. What game do you want to kick off with here, Squirrel?
I am kind of gravitating towards the Houston Astros to start my day off with Framber Valdez on the mound. And when I take a look at Carlos Carrasco, 5-0 for this team when he's had a quality start. However, it wasn't very long ago, I think maybe around a week, that he just saw the Houston Astros and they crushed him 5 runs in 2 innings. Now, the nice thing is that Valdez was not on the same game in that rotation, so they did not see Valdez that recently. So what you're getting is not only an Astros team that just crushed this pitcher a week ago, but they're seeing him again, and you get a fresh pitcher that the Mets have not seen in Valdez, who is also absolutely excellent when it comes to quality starts and just overall numbers in general. Still, I think somewhere around a 2 ERA, 2.9 ERA. To Carrasco's 4.4. I mean, really it's about the starting pitching for me here, and at a minus 120 with the money on it, something I'm definitely looking at starting my day off with.
Love that play right there. I had that actually in my second inning as well. Let me just throw in a couple other things. First of all, I tweeted the Astros F5 team total. Was shocked that was over 1.5 runs for kind of the exact reason you said. Astros have a good offense, and they just faced Carrasco 5 days ago and completely beat him up. So at over 1.5, I grabbed it and tweeted it. And here are my notes I had on here. The Astros F5 money line, two-way line, so you get an option for a push. Astros F5 two-way money line at minus 124. The only thing I'll add to what you've said is the Mets have cooled off versus left-handed pitching. You add in the fact that they haven't seen Valdez. He's a good, decent left-hander. I like that. I think they'll jump on Carrasco. So give me that F5 money line to go along with that Astros F5 team total. I normally, to be quite honest, don't double dip. I had actually forgot. I was just so shocked that F5 team total is over 1.5. I bet it, tweeted it, and then came back to put it in my notes and was like, oh no, I've already got a bet on this game. Oh well, guess we're riding two bets on this game. If you guys want to pick and choose, I think that F5 team total, it's juicy at minus 150, but boy, they hit Carrasco so hard 5 days ago. I don't see why they can't do something very similar today. So maybe you pick and choose one. Maybe you just do that F5 team total. So I'm with you. Okay, yeah, I got nothing else to say to that. I thought you said that well. You kind of even said my analysis of what I even look for in kind of handicapping baseball. So what's another game you want to talk about here in the second inning?
You're rubbing off on me, dude. You're rubbing off on me. No, seriously though, those different viewpoints is massive. Yesterday I thought we made a good play on that Oakland Athletics under in the first 5. We made it, I think, 1-0. Bottom of the third, and then Oakland somehow came alive, loaded the bases, started cracking it. Went over. That just sucked, right? Because the thing you did not expect was the number 30 offense to load the bases and start bringing in 5 runs in the third inning. Folded back on us, but that happens time to time. You understand that, those kinds of things are going to happen. One thing I'm looking at in interest, and this is because I have a couple of games that I want to move to different innings. The one I was going to talk about is a plus money bet, so I'll move it to my 4th inning as a great long shot. What I have interest in is the second game of the doubleheader between the Twins and the Guardians. Okay. Really, I mean, both games are around even money. Smeltzer, again, somebody that I don't necessarily trust. He's had some weird outings. He got crushed 2 outings ago, and then I think that the Twins won in his very last one, but it was a 0-1 game, still kind of sketch.
Can I cut you off? Can I cut you off for half a second? You said game 2, and then you said Smeltzer?
Yeah, because I was looking at the first game, or first and second. I was just saying why I'm not on the first one as opposed to the second one.
Okay, I'm seeing Smeltzer pitch. I'm seeing Smeltzer pitching in game 1 on every sportsbook I got access to.
Yes, he
okay.
is.
Okay, you're confused.
Yeah, I'm saying like these are the reasons why I'm not on the first one as opposed to the second one.
Okay, I'm so confused. Run with it.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't trust Smeltzer as much. Why I'm looking at the second one as opposed to the first one is because of going against Pilkington and having Josh Winder. I think the matchup is a little better. That's kind of where my mind was going. I'm trying to get I like the pitching matchup better for the Twins going against Pilkington in the second game rather than Zach Plesac. I just feel that at minus 110 for what you're getting, there's times where I will do what's called buying the offense, right? Where I think, you saw the Twins absolutely run it up on the Guardians yesterday. I think I quit looking when it was 11-0. And I just think for what I would call subpar pitching at minus 110 for that offense is pretty nice. I have interest in it. I haven't done a ton of digging, but it's mostly because I wanted to shuffle around some games into other innings as well. But definitely a place of interest for me for just the simple fact of buying the offense.
Okay, let's stay with these same 2 opponents. Probably no big surprise. The bet I want to give out here also in the second inning. I want to target game 1, though. I want to target Smeltzer, and I want to target Plesac because these guys just pitched 5 days ago against the Twins and Guardians, respectively. So I'm not going to give any analysis. It's the same analysis I gave yesterday for why we took that F5 over. and it cashed. I'm going right back to the well. Familiarity with the pitchers. We know these offenses. Talked about this yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and target game one. Twins, Guardians, F5 over 4.5 runs at -124. I don't see these guys having the success they had 5 days ago. So no big shocker the way I handicap baseball that I'm on that bet. Let's go ahead and shut up and pitch now and give these guys some pitching props. You got anybody on the bump you're targeting today?
You start on this one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead. I've got, what do I have, three? I've got Braxton Garrett. They're the Miami Marlins over 4.5 Ks at +142. There is a touch of a disclaimer with this. This opened at 4.5. The money has come in on the under, and you can now get 3.5 with some juice around 160, 170 over on BetUS. If that's comfortable for you, go ahead and do over 3.5. But I did my research at 4.5, which was the opening number. I'm comfortable still staying with 4.5. I didn't go in and rebuy and cash out or anything. I'm going with this over 4.5. It's cashed in 3 of his last 4 starts where he had 5, 5, and 7 Ks. Ended up in the between there getting 0 against the Mets, but otherwise obviously cleared over 4.5. Cardinals sit middle of the pack versus left-handed pitching in terms of hitting, while they come in with the 7th most Ks percentage versus left-handed pitching. And we saw Lopez last night. He was even able to get 5 Ks against the Cardinals. So love this Cardinals offense. Love everything about it. While they will probably get runs along the way, they will strike out. And like I said, they're the 7th highest strikeout. So I'll take Braxton Garrett at +142, something that he's been able to cash here recently in the month of June. Sign me up for over 4.5 Ks.
Here's a high total. Yesterday, weren't we talking about, was it the Orioles that strike out a lot, that have a high strikeout total, or a high strikeout rate? You get Robbie Ray at over 6.5 strikeouts, but he is definitely what you would call a strikeout pitcher. Most games hitting 6, 8 to 10 strikeouts in a game. You put him against Baltimore, which I don't think he's done yet. Yes, he has. I got 6 in his only time that he's seen Baltimore, but against some other poor performing offenses, he's pulled off 10 strikeouts against LA, against Oakland as well. I don't think it's an unreasonable number at -110 to get over 6.5 strikeouts against a team that's prone to striking out.
Strike out a ton, but as we've talked about enough shows, that is the one thing they do. They at least hit left-handers, pretty good. So, but it's a number that Robbie Ray has certainly cleared. So I see what you're going right there. I want to jump over to the Red Sox versus Blue Jays here, and our pitching props, and do Michael Wacha over 3.5 Ks at +104. Cashed in 3 of his 4 starts in June. Just missed on the hook. Did not cash in any of his starts in May. Cashed in 3 of his 4 starts in April. So let's just hope we don't get the May version of Michael Wacha, right? Let's either get that April or that June version that is cashing at 3 of the 4 times. Let's see. He cashed versus the Blue Jays April 27th, where he had 5 strikeouts, so 1 extra than what we needed. So like that, even if he regresses a touch, we've got a little bit of room there. Blue Jays, 3rd highest K percentage versus right-handed pitching, while they only bat 12th right now. So they've regressed a little bit in their hitting, but they remain a high strikeout team. So I think 4 Ks is very doable here for Michael Wacha. I think he'll go around 5 innings pitched. He'll pick up 4 strikeouts. He'll average 1 an inning. So like this right there. So walk over 3.5 Ks, +104 for me. Did you have another one, or did you want me to give out another one?
I'm going to hop on that one with you.
Hey, Naked's here. Naked's entered the chat. Anybody naked? Anybody? Look at this. Woo!
Oh,
Naked's in there. We got some spam. Finally hit us. Took 2.5 months, but we finally got some.
I didn't know what the hell you're talking about. No, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that with you. One thing I was looking at though was let me look. Oh, I think you would be sweating. Honestly, I think it would be a bit of a sweat. You'd be right around 5, I think, if you back Tarek Skubal to go over or under the 5.5 that he has. I think generally he comes in around 5, but I think that Michael Wacha play is going to be probably the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to throw out another one just because it's plus money. Love plus money bets. I'm going to throw out Dakota Hudson over 15.5 outs at +105. Cash in 3 of his 5 starts in June. Didn't cash versus the Brewers and Red Sox, but he's not facing the Brewers and Red Sox today. He gets the Miami Marlins offense, which has certainly cooled off for his right-handed pitching, and it's the Marlins in general. The only thing that gives me a touch of pause is Wainwright went 7 innings last night. So if Hudson runs into a touch of trouble, let's say through 5 innings, they can afford to go to that bullpen because they didn't get much work out of that bullpen last night. So If he has a good, comfortable 5 innings, you'll cruise. He'll go out there for the 6th inning, pick up a couple outs, and you'll get a good plus money cash. But that's the slight hesitation. Again, Marlins offense is cooled off versus right-handers. I love this bet at plus money. Think he can get through this Marlins offense 5+ innings and give me a plus 105 cash if he does that. All right, let's go ahead now and give these guys some long shot. We'll do that here in the 4th inning. What long shot do you think can go ahead and pull off a victory today?
Well, we talked about backing Michael Wacha, and I think I would also back the Red Sox with him. You had that line come down from a plus 135, I believe it was, all the way to a plus 120 at this point. I've never really been a Ross Stripling fan, to be honest with you. And I know the Blue Jays crushed them yesterday, but they had an MLB debut pitcher on the mound. Not, sure what you would expect other than that. I don't think it means that the Red Sox are bad by any means. I would expect, I expect the Blue Jays to be a favorite, especially being at home. I would expect public money to be on them. And for what you're getting, we already talked about backing the pitcher there in Wacha. And for plus money, I think it's one of my better long shots or underdogs for the day, for sure. And recently I don't feel like there have been a lot of great underdogs that I've been looking at taking. I think it's been predominantly a heavy favorite season. But this is one spot that I think plus money makes sense.
Okay, I got a good plus money dog that can get people a victory today. What about the Pirates? Woo, I think this is a good spot. So go ahead and back the Pirates at plus 105. Quintana versus Patrick Corbin. Certainly trust Quintana a whole hell of a lot more. Not only do I trust Quintana more than Patrick Corbin, but the Pirates come in hitting left-handers better. We know Corbin can certainly give up some runs. We faded him enough. So like that, bullpen-wise, it's even. So bullpens, it's relatively even. So we're basically looking at a better offense here in the Pirates, and what I believe is a better starter in Quintana versus Corbin. I think Pirates at plus 105 could be the best dog today on the board. So back those Pirates today. Let's go ahead and give these guys some pitching or hitting props in the 5th inning called Keep Swinging. Who are you going to target today in the box?
I think a couple of these Cubs hitters probably, just because they've seen Castillo quite a bit. You have Ian Happ, Jason Hayward, and Wilson Contreras all really towards the top there with some good batting averages. If you're looking for which one of those would be your best bet to either get a hit or on the total basis, trying to find here, you're going to really have to probably do over the total basis unless you're wanting to pay minus 170, minus 180. Over 1.5 bases for Contreras is plus 110. They kind of bone you like this a lot, though, where they just do like over a half a base, and then they still make it minus 190. So essentially it's the same bet as making over one hit. I think they know the deal, though. They know it's likely to happen. Does that give you any interest in looking at the Cubs then for like a money line?
That's funny. You mentioned that game. I still remember when we stay right around the corner from the Ritz. That's where all the ball players stay when they come in town. I remember when Castillo was walking towards the bus, I yelled at him, and I was backing the Cubs that day. He snapped his head and looked at me, and I was like, oh shit, don't come at me, big man. I'm like, my bad, dude. Just go out there and throw up a stinker. Let me get a cash real quick. He was not happy. Rightfully so. I was just being an ass that day and yelling at him. That wasn't cool of me. So I always forget. I always remember that. All right. That's a hitting prop for you. I'm going to target a couple things different today. I want to target one guy you don't have to parlay. One guy you can go ahead and drop in a parlay if you want to go ahead and reduce the juice. And one guy if you want to just do a loan on total bases. The guy that you can do alone, it's at minus 140 for just one hit. It's Herrera. They're the Philadelphia Phillies. Really had great success off Charlie Morton. 6 for 11 with a double and 2 home runs. If you want to do him alone, again, that's at minus 140 on BetUS. If you want to add in a player to go ahead and reduce the juice, you can add in Jose Altuve, there of the Houston Astros. He's hit Carlos Carrasco really good, 11 for 30, 10 singles, so not going to bring power. So this is a day where you don't want to do total bases with Altuve, but to just get one hit to maybe lower the juice there on Herrera, I think that's a good play. And to give you guys another guy for over 1.5 total bases, what about Miguel Cabrera? There, the Detroit Tigers. Really loves hitting off Rodon. Remember, Rodon used to be a Chicago White Sox, so there's a lot of familiarity there with Cabrera going up against Rodon. 7 for 19 with a double and 2 home runs. So like Cabrera to maybe cash over 1.5 total bases for you guys at plus 180. So those are 3 hitting guys I would go ahead and target today. Let's go ahead and move the 6th inning. We call it's a steal. What you got on today's board that's a steal?
I'll say the over 9 in the Rangers and the Royals. Line, I think, has moved up from 8.5. But after yesterday's game as well, I know it was Bubic on the mound, but my God, like the Royals bullpen, I do not trust whatsoever, regardless of what the recent stats say. Like this season, they're still, I think, the second worst bullpen overall. You're getting John Gray, you're getting John Heasley on the mound, and I don't think that the Royals, really, either offense is terrible. This is not, to me, the Oakland Athletics with a 150 batting average that I'm just expecting to completely not hit the ball at all. I think they're both relatively middle of the road, and when you mix that with some pretty subpar pitching or bullpens, you generally tend to hit overs. Mix all that, there's 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Not that, again, it's the end-all be-all, but something that for sure helps if you're at the warning track. Might help get that ball over the fence there. But really subpar pitching and middle-of-the-road offense that just generally tends to be an overplay.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give the guys a NRFI here in the 6th inning. I got a couple, and they're juicy, so I will throw out a couple. Brewers Rays is certainly a good NRFI. Maybe the only concern there would be Woodruff coming off the hand injury, but these guys, they do their work in the minor leagues. Expect Woodruff to be who he is, and Baz there on the mound for the Rays, like him, got great strikeout potential there with that guy. So I think that's a good NRFI. Maybe another one. It's another one that's a little juicy. It's in the Tigers Giants. That one's pretty obvious right there with Skubal and Rodon. Both of them have some good numbers in the first inning. I expect both of them to kind of keep them quiet there in the first inning. So those are 2 NRFIs. I think they're the best NRFIs of the day. Again, it's Brewers, Rays, and Giants, Tigers there for you guys. 7th inning coming to a stretch. It's time to give these people our best bet of the day. What's that one for you, Squirrel?
I know what it is, but I want to prepare one thing. Go ahead and give yours because I want to.
Okay, my best bet. My best bet. I want to go ahead and stay with this Tigers Giants game that I went ahead and just mentioned there for the NRFI. I think this is a good spot to back the Tigers. They're going up against a left-hander, so we like that. Obviously, Tigers F5 team total of over 1.5 comes in at plus 140. Plus 140 to me is a little bit too high. I'm betting on it because of the stats, but then you add in the plus 140 value. Love it right there. It's Tigers versus left-handed pitching. I mean, just sign me up. 3rd in batting average, 4th in on-base percentage, 1st in slugging, 1st in on-base plus slugging. They do have the 4th most Ks. So if there's an angle here for Rodon to maybe get through this lineup, they are going to strike out. And that's their only weakness versus left-handed pitching. Otherwise, they crush left-handers. We backed them this season versus left-handers. Rodon's certainly tough. Everybody knows who this guy is. He's had a rough May. He looks like maybe he turned it around. Let's see if he can, continue that against a good Tigers team versus left-handers. I'm going to go ahead and back this Tigers. This is the only spot to me you back them versus left-handers. Great numbers versus left-handed pitching at plus 140. Sign me up for the Tigers to get 2 runs through the first 5 innings at plus 140. That's my best bet of the day.
Cool. So the numbers I was wanting to share are really the difference between the money line and the run line on this particular game that I'm giving out. And it is due to really statistical research systems, things like that, where I have the Giants winning this game on the money line puts them around almost 69% due to the system. And it's a long term, right? So we're looking at like 480 wins and like 220 losses roughly. Now the question is, do you want to pay and risk minus 200 for a smaller discrepancy of minus 200 will put you at almost 67%, and you're looking at a system of 69. where if you're getting plus 115 on the run line, that's putting you at 46.5% implied probability versus the expected probability of the run line cashing at 53%. So not only are you getting plus money and you're only needing to win by one more run, and it's the Giants with Rodon against Scooble. I do like Scooble, but what I don't like is the Detroit offense. And for the fact that they're also on the road, I'm going to take the risk, take the run line at plus one money, plus 115, call it my best bet for the Giants to win on the run line today.
All right, let's go Giants. Get that run line cash for it. Let's move to the 8th inning, double play. Let's give these people a parlay. I'm going to do I think it's a simple parlay. I think it's kind of a no-brainer parlay, but I'll go ahead and mention it. Cardinals-Dodgers, plus 147. I think the Cardinals can certainly get past the Marlins. Just the offense advantage and the bullpen advantage is too big of advantages for my liking. So, like the Cardinals today. And then the Dodgers. I'll take them on the bounce back with Clayton Kershaw on the mound. They're going to put up a better performance than what they did yesterday. Give Freeland credit, though. Boy, he looked good. We watched his last start there against the Miami Marlins. Looked really good. But man, I got to go ahead and back the Dodgers, though, in today. So Dodgers, Cardinals, plus 147. What's a parlay you like today?
Let's see. I'll take a shot on the Rangers Royals over 9 and mix it with the Giants money line as we're putting it in a parlay, since I'm almost around 70% expectation for that money line to hit. That gives you a plus 186 on a 2 parlay deal, but not that I actually have money on it. It's just what I would do if I was going to.
Love it. All right, let's go ahead and give these guys our bets. We've both got a few bets. Let's go ahead. I'll run through mine, and then we'll talk about all these games. I'm going to do that Astros F5 team total over 1.5 runs at minus 150. Give me the two-way F5 money line at minus 124. Go ahead and give me that Tigers F5 team total over 1.5 at plus 140. Go ahead and give me Twins Guardians F5 over 4.5 at minus 124. That is for game 1. Left that off there on the note there, but that is for game 1. Braxton Garrett over 4.5 Ks at plus 142. Micah Walk over 3.5 Ks at plus 104. And then we'll do Herrera and Altuve to both get a hit. And that parlay came in at plus 138. I like those two guys today. What about for you?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Astros at the minus 120 price, just with what I like from Framber Valdez. The fact that the Astros just saw Carrasco, just crushed him 5 runs in 2 innings. Both good quality start pitchers, and for some reason the Mets offensive numbers have sunk quite far. They're really not near the top of the board at all in the last 14 days for sure. So, all around I really like that game. The Rangers and the Royals, very subpar pitching, subpar bullpens, especially on the side of the Royals, but 2 teams that can hit the ball. I definitely expect runs again there today. Much like yesterday, I don't know if it'll be as lopsided as yesterday's game was with Bubic on the mound. And for the plus 115, I'll go ahead and back Rodon and the Giants at home against the Tigers. Scooble being really the only worry in the opening frames there, but it's not unmatched by Rodon by any means. So maybe look for the back half of that game to be screwed up by the bullpen for the Tigers, but. Yeah, that's going to be that. So there's 3 plays for you today.
Yeah, I hear you on that concern there with maybe Scooball, but Rodon should certainly be matching him. Scooball shouldn't do better than Rodon, so I like that right there. All right, let me pull up BetUS. Let's talk about all these games from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. These will, of course, be live lines, whatever BetUS has right now. It's the only afternoon game is Twins Guardians with an over-under of 8. Twins at minus 105, Guardians at minus 115. I, of course, like the full game over for the sake of this conversation.
Yeah, on game 1, I will say the over. I do like the Twins on the second game, as I was talking about, but yep.
Athletics and Yankees are up next. Montas versus Sears, over-under of 8. Athletics plus 165. Yankees at minus 195. I mean, just take the Yankees on the run line. The way the Athletics blew that lead after 5 innings, that's heartbreaking stuff. And you got Blackburn on the mound, heartbreaking stuff. So, yeah, Yankees run line for me.
Right, and you have these rotations of these pitchers every so often, right? Like, I've talked about, these guys are really, really freaking good, and they get stuck on a horseshit team like this, and it's sad, and it happens in every sport. Like, there's hockey players I feel horribly bad for because they have all the talent in the world and no support. how can you back the Athletics, especially after watching something like that yesterday, a complete meltdown. So, yeah, the Yankees on the run line. It's just I don't mean to be just like a total public player, but that's the number 30 team out of 30 teams.
You be a square better
Athletics.
all you want if you're cranking out winners. Ain't nobody gonna complain about that. Yankees or no, not Yankees. Braves and Phillies up next with an over/under of 7.5. Braves minus 105. Phillies minus 115. A little bit of a tough game here.
I haven't looked at Charlie Morton's stats, but I think I would lean him just off the top of my head over Wheeler. And from what I've seen of the Braves, they seem huge. Like every guy that gets up to that plate just seems massive. I'm seeing there's no Bryce Harper because he got nailed in the hands the other day. If you saw, there's a pitch. I don't see him in the lineup.
No, he's out for months. He's out for a long time.
Did he break his hands or what?
His thumb. He broke his thumb on that pitch by Snell. I'm taking the Braves today. The Phillies are hitting below the Mendoza line at 193 versus right-handed pitching right now. You just mentioned no Bryce Harper. That's obviously a guy that crushes right-handed pitching. I'll take the Braves today at minus 105.
I will too.
Pirates and Nationals. I mentioned liking the Pirates at plus 105. The Nationals coming at minus 125 with an over-under of 8.5. This screams like an over. I mean, with Corbett on the mound, you know,
it does.
Nationals have been hitting left-handers this season. So say something a little bit different. I'll mix in the over 8.5.
Yeah. I like the over, I think, a little better than the Pirates, but I would, if I was going to take a side at plus 105 for sure, I would be on Pittsburgh.
Red Sox and Blue Jays are up next. Red Sox plus 120, Blue Jays minus 140, over/under of 9. Oh, tough game. You could see with these two pitchers on the mound, you could see an under 9. I know it's scary with these offenses to say something like that, but that's the way Stripley and Waka are kind of pitching. So I'll lean under 9. It's going to be uncomfortable with those offenses, but that's the way I'll go.
For the value, I'm all over the Red Sox. It's, to me, the best underdog play probably on the board for the amount of underdog odds you're getting, at least, and without trying to play even odds or plus 105 like the Pirates or Brewers here.
Astros and Mets are up next with an over-under of 8. Astros minus 120. Mets are at even money. I'm taking that Astros minus 120 for every reason you said. I like it.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm good to move on.
Brewers Rays over-under of 7. Brewers even money. Rays minus 120. Woodruff, touch of unknown, coming back from that hand injury. I'm taking Woodruff. I like Woodruff. I've always liked him.
I am too.
He's been down for a couple months. I'll take them at even money.
How about a first 5 as opposed to the full game? Do you have a lean either way there?
I don't think the Brewers played yesterday, so I'm not doing anything that takes me out of getting Williams and Hader on my side. I'll take the full game.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Twins and Guardians. Twins minus 110. Guardians also minus 110 with an over-under of 9 over on BetUS. I will take... give me another over. What the heck? Another over in that game.
I'm going to take the Twins just because I remember seeing Winder play before, and I'm pretty sure Pilkington's not very good. I like the Twins' offense here with everyone as Buxton, Correa, Urshela, Arias. I have to back it against Pilkington at minus 110.
Okay, Marlins and Cardinals are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Marlins plus 125, Cardinals minus 145. There's an opportunity here for Hudson to get hit, and if he does, over 8.5 will cruise to a nice easy cash. So I'll take over 8.5.
Okay. At some point, were you talking about Braxton Garrett or backing him in some way in a prior inning today?
Yeah, strikeouts over 4.5.
Do you like the Marlins at all? Like, would you pick them as a side if you were not to take a over-under, or is this a case where you think taking the total makes more sense than just why would you pick a winner?
Not with what the Cardinals do versus left-handed pitching. I mean, really any pitcher of that offense is good, but certainly not versus left-handers. I mean, Arenado
so the over is
just rake.
Okay, sounds good.
And again, I had the Cardinals in my double play, so yeah, I like the Cardinals today. Reds Cubs are up next. Reds are at even money. Cubs come in at minus 120. Over-under of 9 in that game. A lot of familiarity with these two clubs, obviously. It's tough.
I think you're getting the Cubs at favorite odds for a reason, right? I mean, more than just being at home, what we had seen already from those batters that have hit and seen Castillo enough. I think it's justified that they're minus 120. I wouldn't really want to pay much more than that, but I think I would take the home team Cubs today.
All right, I'll join you. Cubs it is. Rangers Royals over under of 9. Got juice to equal to both sides on BetUS. Rangers at minus 155. The Royals come in at plus 135. I like Gray. This thing's you took the over. I don't kind of like the under. I kind of like the under. I'm going to say it. Like
Take the under, and then we'll go head to head, and then tomorrow we'll be back here, and one of us gets to this will be the game. This will be the game today.
All right, and you like the over. Dodgers, Rockies. Again, Dodgers are over the other team there in my parlay. Over under of 11. Rockies are at plus 185. This one could also stay under. Just like yesterday's game stayed under by a fair amount. Kershaw, Freeland can deal. I know these teams hit left-handers, but, Dodgers hit right-handers, and what did they do yesterday? They didn't do a damn thing. So give me under 11 in that game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect the Dodgers to get shut down again, though. No. I'm gonna go against you here too. I'll take once again the over 11. I took the over yesterday. I got burned, but I'll go back at it today.
Okay, White Sox and Angels are up next. Over under of 9. White Sox plus 110. Angels minus 130. I don't think I'm backing the Angels.
That's weird.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not either. Not with this kid. No, at plus money, kind of a game I ended up skipping over, but
I'll take White Sox at
plus
plus 110.
White Sox at plus,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sign me up for a plus money bet. Love that. All right, Padres Diamondbacks over under of 7.5. Both of these are at minus 110 on BetUS. So we got Gallon and
That seems weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. Diamondbacks no
that
longer
gives
hit
me
left-handers.
One of those tip-off games. Let me check money because I'm curious now. Yeah, I'll go Diamondbacks.
That money's all on the Diamondbacks?
Yeah, you're only getting 25% of tickets, 55% of money on the Diamondbacks money line. So that puts you 75% of the tickets are on the Padres. That's a public fade. Then the line looks weird as a result. Minus 110 seems way too low for the Padres to me against Arizona. I would not. I'll take the Diamondbacks there as a public fade.
All right, follow the money. I'm there with you. Tigers, Giants up next. Tigers plus 170. Giants minus 200. We know you're obviously on the Giants today. Over under of 7. I mean, this game could certainly stay under. So I'll take the under.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the run line there for the Giants. So.
Give me 2 runs in the first 5, though, and then you can go ahead and take your run line. Once I'm up 2-0 after 5, then you just take over and the Giants just explode. Hit that Tigers bullpen. That's not very good. Yeah, that's what I need to see right here. All right, last game of the night is between those Orioles and Mariners with an over-under of 7.5. Orioles are at plus 140. Mariners are at minus 160. I'm taking the Orioles at plus money. They hit left-handers great. They're obviously doing good. They took 2 or 3 from the White Sox. They took that opening game last night. I'm taking the Orioles at plus money.
I think I'm going to take the over 7.5.
Okay.
Because minus 165 is too much for the Mariners. It's just too much. I don't feel comfortable on a run line. I don't really want to take the Orioles, and I feel like both teams are going to get runs. So over 7.5 there for me, I would have to think.
All right, and that's the show here on this great Tuesday. 16 games. Hopefully you guys have managed to put in a lot of winning bets. We'll, of course, cheer for your bets. Let's come back tomorrow. Let's talk about those bets, talk about those wins, and get on in some action on Wednesday's slate. All right, guys, enjoy your day. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Have a good one.
See you later.